Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Janaballava Girivaradhari. Gopi Janaballava Girivaradhari. Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Janaballava Girivaradhari. Gopi Janaballava Girivaradhari. Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishnupad, Paramahansa Parivakacharya Sarashishi Mahat, His Divine Grace, Sri Lasi Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad, Paramahansa Parivakacharya Sarashishi Mahat, His Divine Grace, Srila Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Srila Gokishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Srila Thakur Bhakti Vinod Ki Jai. Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. Go Premananda Hari Hari Bol. Thank you, very good kirtan. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Everyone together, please. Om Jnana Timirandasya Ganandana Salakaya Chakshurum Chilidhamyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Didati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Ukta Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Prajana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padang Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karana Sindhu Thina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapchakanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavanishwari Vrishavana Sudadevi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vevacha Patidanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, translation and commentary by His Divine Grace Sri Lasi Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. So the verse today, is it on the verse? 26. 23. I see, 23. Okay. Please repeat. Om Tat Sat. Yeah, sad actually. Om Tat Sat. Iti nirdeśo brahmaṇas tri-vidhaḥ smṛtaḥ brahmaṇas tena Vedas cha yajñāś cha vihitāḥ purā. Om Tat Sat iti nirdeśo brahmaṇas tri-vidhaḥ smṛtaḥ brahmaṇas tena Vedas cha yajñāś cha vihitāḥ purā. Om Tat Sat iti brahmanas tri-vidhaḥ smṛtaḥ. Brahmanas tena vedāś yajñāś vihitāḥ purā. Okay, very good. So, 23. Om Tat Sat. Oh, sorry. Om, indication of the Supreme. Tat, that. Sat, eternal. Iti, thus. Nirdeśaḥ, indication. Brahmaṇaḥ, of the Supreme. Tri-vidhaḥ, threefold. Smṛtaḥ is considered. Brahmaṇaḥ, the brahmanas. Tena, with that. Vedāḥ, the Vedic literature. Cha, also. Yajñāḥ, sacrifice. Cha, also. Vihitāḥ, used. Purā, formally. So, translation Srila Prabhupada. From the beginning of creation, the three words Om Tat Sat were used to indicate the supreme absolute truth. These three symbolic representations were used by brahmanas while chanting the hymns of the Vedas and during sacrifices for the satisfaction of the Supreme. Please repeat. From the beginning of creation, the three words, Om Tat Sat, were used to indicate the supreme absolute truth. These three symbolic representations were used by brahmanas while chanting the hymns of the Vedas and during sacrifices for the satisfaction of the Supreme. Purport Srila Prabhupada. It has been explained that penance, sacrifice, charity, and foods are divided into three categories: the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. But whether first class, second class, or third class, they are all conditioned, contaminated by the material modes of nature. When they are aimed at the Supreme, Om Tat Sat, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Eternal, they become means for spiritual elevation. In the scriptural injunctions, such an objective is indicated. These three words, Om Tat Sat, particularly indicate the absolute truth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the Vedic hymns, the word Om is always found. One who acts without following the regulations of the scriptures will not attain the absolute truth. He will get some temporary result, but not the ultimate end of life. The conclusion is that the performance of sacrifice, charity, penance must be done in the mode of goodness. Performed in the mode of goodness, or passion or ignorance, they are certainly inferior in quality. The three words Om Tat Sat were uttered in conjunction with the holy name of the Supreme Lord, e.g. Om Tat Tat Vishnu. Whenever a Vedic hymn or the holy name of the Supreme Lord is uttered, Om is added. This is the indication of Vedic literature. These three words are taken from Vedic hymns. Om iti etad brahmano nirdeśam nama Rigveda indicates the first goal. Then Tattvam Asi, Chandogya Upanishad 6.8.7, indicates the second goal. And Sad Eva Somya, Chandogya Upanishad 6.2.1, indicates the third goal. Combined, they become Om Tat Sat. Formerly, when Brahma, the first created living entity, performed sacrifices, he indicated these by these three words, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He indicated by these three words the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, the same principle has always been followed by the disciplic succession. So this hymn has great significance. Bhagavad Gita recommends, therefore, that any work done should be done for Om Tat Sat, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When one performs penance, sacrifice, and charity, these three words, with these three words, he is acting in Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is a scientific execution of transcendental activities which enables one to return home back to Godhead. There is no loss of energy in acting in such a transcendental way. Yes. So, Mukham Karochi Vachalam Pangam Laited Girim Yad Kripa Tamaham Vande Shri Gurun Dinatarinam Om Tat Sat Iti nirdeśo brahmaṇas tri-vidhaḥ smṛtaḥ brahmaṇas tena vedāś yajñāś vihitāḥ purā. From the beginning of creation, the three words Om Tat Sat were used to indicate the supreme absolute truth. These three symbolic representations were used by brahmanas while chanting the hymns of the Vedas and during sacrifices for the satisfaction of the Supreme. Yes. Yes. This is explained in the next three verses exactly what Om Tat Sat, each one of these words. Om indicates, it invokes the supreme absolute truth. Om. The absolute truth is Purusha, Krishna, and then his three expansions of energy. The Chit Shakti, spiritual energy, the Jiva Shakti, and the Maya Shakti, or the Achit Shakti. So that is the absolute truth. That is Om. A, U, M, A. So even in the way the letter Om is written, A, U, and then the dot is the Jiva Shakti. So the spiritual energy is connected to A. That is directly connected. The spiritual world is in yogamaya, connection to the spiritual. But the material energy is, by Krishna's arrangement, gives forgetfulness of the Supreme. It is still connected to the Supreme. Everything is resting upon Krishna, but it is apparently giving forgetfulness of the Supreme to the Jiva Shakti, who is in a state of rebellion against the supremacy of the Lord. The Jiva in the material world, he is involved in fruitive activity, he's covered by Mahamaya, nescience, his consciousness is polluted, and so he thinks everything is separate. But the realized state is Vasudeva Savamiti. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matak sarvam prabhatite. When that is understood, then the living entity, iti matva bhajantima, one who knows this nicely, who understands everything is Krishna, everything is the emanation from the Supreme Lord, then he, iti matva, one who knows, bhajantimam, he will perform my bhajan. But when we're in this rebellious state against the supremacy of Rishikesh, then we tend to act independently, and we try to exploit the material energy, and we have full of philosophies, strange ideas. I am God, you're God, there is no God, we're all God, where is God, God is dead, or whatever. And so this condition of the material world is given to the material, the conditioned soul, so that he can enjoy in forgetfulness. But matak smṛtaḥ jnanam apohanam cha. So the devotee, he prays to Krishna, Ai nanda tanuja kinkaram, I'm fallen down in this material world. Nanda Maharaj, son of Nanda Maharaj, you please pick me up. That is bhakti. We rely on Krishna to pick us up. But Krishna also tells Arjuna, Mahabaho, you are Mahabaho, you have powerful arms. So be a hero, Arjuna. Stand and fight, armed with yoga. So the living entity, he relies on Krishna. He takes the shelter of Krishna. But he is like Arjuna also. He is ready to fight. This idea, I'll become a devotee when Krishna wants me to be a devotee. I'll read the Bhagavatam when Krishna wants me to read the Bhagavatam. This is lazy. This is a cop-out. No, you have to be Mahabaho. You have to be like Arjuna. Krishna said to Arjuna, now Arjuna, I've explained everything. What are you going to do? Arjuna said, Krishyate tavavachanam. I'm ready to act according to your instructions. So yes, the devotee will be picked up by the Supreme Lord, but he should, under the shelter of the Supreme Lord, follow the instructions of the Supreme Lord. Because the living entity is vibhinangsa. He has separated will. So he must be Mahabaho. I'm a hero. I'm Arjuna. I'm on the battlefield. I'm not going to be defeated by Maya, by Duryodhana. I'm going to take shelter of the instructions of Shastra, of Acharya, of bona fide Guru. And I'm going to be Dhrida, like Dhruva Maharaj. He went to the forest. I will see Krishna. And Jad Bharat, I don't want to think about anything else. I'm just doing my bhajan. So the devotee is a hero because he decides, yes, I'm in this material world. There is the material energy, but I'm not going to be defeated. I'm not going to be defeated by the devatas. I'm not going to be defeated by the bhutas. I'm not going to be defeated by my own mind. I'm going to become the humble servant of the order of the spiritual master. So then, his life becomes Om Tat Sat. Om evokes the Supreme Lord. Tat I'll read the verses in a little bit. Tat means those observances as prescribed in the Vedas. We've just seen in this chapter, Prabhupada said yajña, dana, tapasa, and also food, that yajña, sacrifice, penance, austerity, they should be done how? First of all, the foodstuff should be in the mode of goodness. The sacrifices should be according to Shastra. The charity should be according to Shastra, to good people. Tapasya should be according to the scriptures, not cruel to the body or cruel to other living entities. And we should eat and offer foods to Krishna. That is tat. So, before we chant japa, we can say, Om Shri Krishna, Om Tat. I'm going to offer my japa. Yajñānam, Krishna says, of sacrifices, I am japa. And then Sat, I am offering it who? To the eternal Supreme Lord. So this is bhakti, right? Whatever you do, whatever, yad karoti yadanasi, whatever you do, whatever you offer, whatever charity, whatever tapasya you perform, do it as an offering to me. Now Prabhupada makes that point that we have to do all these things. We have to perform yajña. We have to work in this world. We have to perform charity. We have duty. We have obligations. We have to perform tapasya. But they should be done as an offering to Krishna. That is the bhakti. Yad karoti yadanasi. What's that verse? Patram pushvam phalam toyam yo me bhakti prayashati. Everything should be offered to Krishna. But patram pushvam phalam toyam, those things that are in accordance with Shastra. That was the question at the beginning, if you remember, of this chapter. Arjuna asked, well, yes, you say yak shastra ustrishcha. People who give up the Shastra, who don't follow the pure life as prescribed in the Vedas, what happens to them? They are doing their worship. Huh? Are they in passion or ignorance or in goodness? What are they? So Krishna, this chapter, which we're about to complete, is very important because it explains, yes, there are so many sacrifices, penance, austerities, work, and foodstuffs. But the Vaishnav, the intelligent person, the follower of Shastra, Acharya, and bona fide Guru, he does those things that are in accordance with Shastra. Because the rest of that verse, if you give up Shastra, yak Shastra ustrishya, if you give up the Shastra, the advice of Krishna in the Shastra, then na sukhem, no happiness, na siddhim, no perfection, na param gitim. You won't get a good result. So this chapter specifies what activities should be performed in the mode of goodness, but as Prabhupada said, that is not good enough. Just becoming a good person. No, you should become a transcendental person by offering to Krishna. Right? That is the real point. Like, where is it? Yes, number 6. All these activities should be performed without attachment or expectation of result. Right? That makes them material. Oh, I like doing it. Oh, I want a material result. They should be performed as a matter of duty. That is my opinion. But then Krishna goes even further. And he explains It's very strange. Translation is different. He explains that these activities should be done for the sake of the Supreme. Oh, I'm looking in the wrong chapter. Yes, it's number 17, I believe. Okay, I got it. Yes, but sacrifice performed for some material benefit or for some sake of pride, you should know to be in the mode of passion. Yes, this is the verse. This threefold austerity of yajñāḥ tapasa, performed with transcendental faith by men not expecting material benefits, but engaged only for the sake of the Supreme, is austerity in the mode of goodness. So this is the key verse, for the sake of Supreme. Yajñāḥ tapasya, it should be performed as Krishna advises, in the mode of goodness, but it should be performed for the sake of the Supreme. It should be offered to the Supreme. Then it becomes transcendental. Then Om, invoke the Supreme Lord. Tat, the sacrifice. Sat, I offer it to the Sat. And because I offer it to the eternal, the Sat, then I become eternal. Because it is by that service attitude we connect with Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. We connect with transcendence. In the material world, people are serving, but they're serving themselves. In the spiritual world, they're serving Krishna and Krishna's devotees. So the service attitude is there, the loving attitude, but in the material world, it is focused on the material benefits. But we only get the suffering of birth, death, old age, and disease. But the devotee, he puts his yajñā, dana, tapasya at the lotus feet of Krishna. And then he becomes eternal by that seva bhav, by that attitude. So this is the whole point, right? Tadvidi pratipatena pariprashnena sevaya. You serve the instructions of the Guru. And in that way, you become transcendently situated. So, let us read what Krishna says, expanding what Om, Tat and Sat means. Verse number 24, today is 23. Therefore, transcendentalists undertaking performance of sacrifice, charity and penance, in accordance with scriptural regulations, begin always with Om, to attain the Supreme. Om Tat Sat. Om. First thing is, I focus upon the absolute truth, Sri Krishna. Now, Tat. Without desiring fruitive results, one should perform various kinds of sacrifice, yajñā, tapa, penance, and dhan, with the word Tat. So we say Om, then we chant japa, or we study Bhagavatam, or we cook for the deity. That is Tat. The purpose of such transcendental activities is to get free from material entanglement, right? So without, Prabhupada translates here, without desiring fruitive result. So the devotee, he's vairagi. That means he's not trying to get some result from his activity. That is the fruitive idea in the material world. I will perform this activity, I will get this result. But the devotee thinks, I will perform this activity in yajñā. That is tat. And then the absolute truth is the objective, the goal of devotional sacrifice, om tat, and it is indicated by the word sat. So the absolute truth, sat. But at the beginning is om. So we have the absolute truth at the beginning, and then as om, and then at the end of these three words, we have the absolute truth as sat. And in the middle, tat is our unmotivated, spiritually motivated offering of yajñā tapasa. The performer of such sacrifice is also called sat. This is the point. That if we are doing it as an offering, we also become sat. Sat means eternal, right? Sat chit ananda vigraha. Are all works of sacrifice, penance and austerity. The performer of such sacrifice is also called sat, as are all works of sacrifice, penance and charity, which true to the absolute nature are performed to please the Supreme Person, O son of Vihitāḥ. So this is the important point, right? In the Shastra it tells you what to do, what the mode of goodness is, we have here. So we should perform those activities, but we should perform them for the sake of the Supreme, to please the Supreme. That means within our heart, we should be consciously contemplating. I'm not just cooking, I'm cooking for the Supreme. I'm not just going to the Bhagavad Gita to hear, I'm hearing as an offering. The sages at Naimisharanya, what did they say? Oh, Sutta Goswami, being blessed with many years, you're a great devotee, you're very humble, you're the devotee of Vedas. Please tell us about the discussion between Sukadev Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj. We are gathered here at Naimisharanya to perform yajñā, seeing that Kali Yuga will come. So now, Sutta Goswami, being a gentle devotee of your spiritual master, Vedas, you please tell us, you enlighten us, tell us in a simple way, clear way, so that we can understand. So we're here to perform yajñā. So everything is yajñā. What does Krishna say? Arjuna, manmana. Don't put your consciousness focused on the material energy, but be mahabāho. Focus on Krishna, on Krishna's name, form, qualities, pastimes. The name, form, quality and pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of his great devotees. In accordance with Shastra, focus on them. And then, do this activity as an offering unto me, in bhakti. And then, yajñā. Perform all this, the Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam. Don't just do it in an automatic way, but do it with siddhanta, with knowledge, with the proper understanding. Yes, I am going to Mangalarti, it is my yajñā. I'm chanting japa, it is my yajñā. I'm going to Guru Puja, it's my yajñā. I'm going to Bhagavad Gita class, it's my yajñā. I'm cooking for the deity, it's my yajñā. So all these activities have to be performed consciously, in siddhanta, with the understanding of, for the sake of the Supreme. Otherwise, we may just think, oh, I have to cook, I have to do this, I have to do that. That is the material world. Oh, I have to do that. If I don't do this, I'll get sacked. I won't get my salary. No, The devotee is thinking, I'll do this for Krishna. I'll do this for the spiritual master. He's enthusiastic. Oh, I am the servant of the Supreme. I'm following in the footsteps of the Mahajan, Mahajena Katasva Pantha. These great Mahajans, Sukadev Goswami, Prahlad Maharaj, they're all great servants. They're all full of seva bhav. I'm following them. Nanda Maharaj, you pick me up, but I am working for you. I am working as an offering to Mahajena Katasva Pantha, Mahat Sevam Dora Mahovi Muktesh. I'm doing it consciously for you, Krishna. Then he's connecting to the spiritual world. Then he becomes, as Krishna says here, all right? He becomes Sat. The absolute truth is the objective of devotional sacrifice, yajñā, and it is indicated by the word Sat. The performer of such sacrifice is also called Sat. So the devotee is Sat. Why is it that he's called Sadhu? Sadhu means an eternal person. Sadhu means somebody who follows Shastra, Sat. Shastra. So the devotee is Sat by his seva bhav. And so we have to cultivate that. We have to cultivate that. And he performs these activities and he becomes Sat because these activities which are true to the absolute nature, what does Krishna mean when he says that? Mean in accordance with Shastra. Following the rules and regulations of Shastra, those that are offerable to Krishna, then that person, he becomes Sat. And then when you die, when you leave this body rather, you can say Om Tat Sat. And you'll go to Krishna Bhoma Leela. You'll go to where Krishna is having the pastimes, and you'll get training from the Nitya Siddhas. You'll have the association of Krishna. You'll also enter the association of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, the Panchatattva. Everyone will be there. And then you live eternally, right? One who attains me, 8th chapter, 2021, one who attains me never takes birth in this material world again. So all this is performed on the basis of what? Why does a devotee do that? Ato Shraddha. At the beginning, Shraddha. Right? So somebody may say, okay, I'm having to cook, I have to do this, I have to give charity, I have to work hard, I have to do that. So why? Because the devotee has Shraddha. He has faith. So, Vasudeva Savamiti, right? That is Shraddha. When the devotee, when the soul starts to understand everything is Vasudeva, everything is the energy of Krishna, Om, the spiritual energy, the living entities, the material energy, Paramatma, this is all the creation of Krishna. That is Shraddha. So that Ato Shraddha, Tato Sadhusanga, then Bhajana Kriya. So if you want to increase your Shraddha to perfection, you should contemplate this aspect, that everything is Krishna. Let's read that sloka that starts the Bhagavatam. Very beautiful sloka. I'll find it, don't worry. Here it is. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Oh, okay, very good. Om Tat Sat. Janmadiyasyato Nyanvat Itaraschase Abhigyaswarat tene brahma hridaya adakavaye muyanti yat suraha tejo vari mridam yata vinimayo yatra trisargo mrisha damna svena sada nirasta kuhakam satyam param dhimahi. Dhimahi means I meditate. So here, the expansion of the Vedanta Sutra, first verse. O my Lord, Sri Krishna, son of Vasudeva, Vasudeva Savamiti, O all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, right? I meditate upon Lord Sri Krishna because he is the absolute truth, primeval cause of all causes, and the causes of creation, sustenance, and destruction of the manifested universes. He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations, and he is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. It is he only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge unto the heart of Brahma, the original living being. By him, even the great sages and demigods are placed into illusion, as one is bewildered by the illusory representations of water seen in fire or land seen on water. Only because of him do the material universes, temporarily manifested by the reaction of the three modes of nature, appear factual, although they are unreal, being temporary. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Sri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusory representations of the material world. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. Everyone, Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, Krishna, the first understanding of Krishna is that he is the source, right? In India, everyone asks me for the last 50 years, 10 times a day, where are you coming from? Sab log Bhagwan say, Are. Everyone is coming from Krishna. But we have this natural inquiry, right? Country, you, coming. Oh? So everyone wants to know the source. What is the cause of all causes? That is Krishna. Actually, it is in the mind. So the devotee contemplates this material energy is coming from Krishna. So I perform activities according to Shastra, Acharya and Guru, and I offer it, Sat, to Krishna. Om Tat Sat. And then Mam Namaskaru. So Mam Namaskaru, don't forget, we've been talking about this for weeks. Uddhava is told by Krishna, Uddhava, you want to become a Paramahansa? Go to Badrik Ashram. And you pay obeisances to the dog, to the hog, the camel, the outcast, knowing that I am within their heart. You realize me here in this material world, in the heart of all living entities, in the heart of the sadhu, in the heart of the child, in the heart of the tree. You realize me here. And then you will become, this Krishna says, I consider that to realize me in the heart of all living entities is the best means of self-realization. Yes, Tat Sat Dhimahi. We meditate on Krishna. But the best way to realize Krishna is to spiritualize our vision of this world and to see that Krishna is in the heart of all living entities. Not Krishna is in Golok, Krishna is in Gokul, Krishna is Avyaktamurtina, he's everywhere. But Krishna says, offer respect, see me in the heart of all living entities. Then, he says, then you'll get rid of bhavarog, you'll get rid of matsarya, you'll get rid of critical attitude. Matsarya, fault-finding attitude. Mam namaskuru. Worship me in the heart of all living entities and you'll become purified of this material consciousness. Because instead of thinking, I like this person, I don't like this person, this is my friend, this is my enemy, instead of thinking in this friends and enemy, dualistic material way, you will see me in the heart of all living entities. And how will you? Mam namaskaru. So that's what Krishna means. He says, Manmana, focus upon me as the source, as the origin, in a spiritual way, in a devotional way, perform all these activities in goodness as an offering to me and Guru, and then yajñāḥ, perform them all to me, but don't be a Kanishtadikari. Now we're going to offer lamp in the temple, correct? Krishna, Lord Chaitanya, Krishna Balaram, Radhasham Sundar. But you're forgetting something. Take that lamp and offer to the people, offer to the kirtan party, offer to the Delhiwalas, offer to the guest, because they have Krishna in the heart. That is Vaishnav. Kanishtadikari think, Krishna's on the altar, everything else is Maya Shakti. No, realize that this is all Krishna. So I'm going to watch everyone. I'm going to watch you all in the temple. And if I see you just offering to Krishna and Mother Yashoda, and you don't turn around and offer the kirtan party, and you don't offer to the guests and the congregation, what will I think? So become Madhyamadikari, become Vaishnav. See Krishna in the heart of all living entities. That is the path of the Paramahansa. So we pray to Krishna, Tat Sat, I'm offering this all to you. But we pray by being active. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you all very much. Any question? Okay. Yes, Mataji has a question. Give her the torch. You can speak loudly. Yes. This is a very good question, right? Good question. Yes. So, did you catch that? This is a very good question. Mataji is saying, if I may say, or Vaishnavi is saying, that's more modern. She's saying, okay, you are saying we have to respect Krishna in the heart of everyone, and see Krishna and pay obeisances and respect everyone as Krishna in the heart. But sometimes, she say, we may have to disagree. We may argue with somebody, There may be some tension, there may be some conflict. Yes, so that's the material world. You know, there's adibotic conflict. So, what's the answer? You can argue with somebody even if you know they have Krishna in the heart. One doesn't follow the other, you understand? Just like you have a child. Your child is being undisciplined, running here and there, pulling the sari of your friend, being a nuisance. Don't do that. You still see Krishna's in the heart. So it doesn't matter. Krishna told Arjuna, armed with knowledge, armed with yoga, stand and fight. So Arjuna was fighting, but he knew everyone had Krishna in the heart. And at the beginning of the Gita, what did Krishna said? There's no birth and death for the soul. So in this material world, yes, sometimes we have to correct the other person or the child, or if we're the guru of somebody, we may have to correct them. And there may be a discussion, and it may be a little tense. But it can be done in Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is more powerful than that conflict. But as Krishna says in the Gita here, austerity of speech means 4 things, I believe. Non-agitating. You should, if there is some discussion, you shouldn't agitate people unnecessarily. You should be truthful, and it should be, the purpose should be beneficial. And as far as possible, it should be pleasing. This is, Krishna said this in this chapter. Sometimes we argue and it becomes an ego battle. I'm right and you're wrong. I'm supreme and you're not. Right? So that is something we should be aware of. But it does not follow that because I see everyone as having Krishna in the heart, therefore I can't discriminate, right? For example, if I see a cobra, how do I offer respect to the cobra? Do I kiss the cobra? No. I respect the cobra by staying away from the cobra. I respect by keeping my distance. So this brings up, for the Madhyamadikari devotee who's advancing, who's situated in Siddhanta, he sees 4 categories. First, he worships the Supreme Lord. He makes friendship with the devotees, with the sadhus. He gives mercy to the Balisha. That means he gives knowledge to those that are not envious, but they don't have knowledge. Oh, I love Krishna, but I don't really know much about bhakti. So he has sense of mercy. But then to the asura or the rakshasa, upeksha. That means he is neutral. You understand? So yes, we respect everyone, but we discriminate also at the same time. And so we have to combine the two. Do you understand? But it's a good question. Upeksha means you don't hate people. Upeksha means neutral. You become neutral. So if you find somebody is demoniac, has no faith in the Supreme, who is negative, rakshas bhav, then upeksha. I leave you to Krishna. I leave you to Yamaraj. I leave you to the Devata, right? Because I am Madhyamadikari, so Uttamadikari, he is unaffected. But the Madhyamadikari, he has to be careful. Therefore, sadhu sangha sarvashastra. So if you find that there is problem, then, and therefore Lord Chaitanya has said, manina amaninena. You give respect and you don't expect respect. You give respect. But negative things, you give respect by keeping distance, right? Just like when you're driving a motor car and you see this motor car is going crazy, so you slow down, right? You keep your distance from this crazy motor car driver, right? So in life like that, if you find somebody is dangerous, a bit crazy, unstable, keep your distance. You understand? But if you're a doctor or a nurse, then so on and so forth. So that is seeing Krishna in the heart of all living entity and interacting intelligently, that they don't exclude one another. Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. I give the intelligence, buddhi yoga, by which they can come to me. So Krishna guides the devotee. If you take shelter of Krishna, Krishna will guide you. He will protect you. But at the same time, we should study the Shastra, we should study Bhakti Alok, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, we should study what is good behavior, what is bad behavior, and we should take care. And as Prabhupada says, we should understand we have to fly our own aeroplane, right? You're flying your aeroplane, your life is your aeroplane. Everyone is flying their own aeroplane. So we have to be careful. But that means Krishna is still in the heart of everyone. Because then you can think, oh, Krishna's in the heart of everyone. If he wants to drive off the cliff, that's his desire, right? Koi baat nahi. Bhagwan kripa se sab theek hoga. Kya karenge? That means what can you do, right? So you must be intelligent. Don't think, oh, everyone has Krishna in the heart. Everyone is wonderful. The pickpocket is wonderful. The drunkard is wonderful. No, use your intelligence. You understand the point? I think it's clear, right? Okay, thank you all very much. See you next Friday. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada Bhagavad Gita, Sadhu Sangha Ke. Om Tat Sat.